What's going on, college football fans, and of course, all of the Miami Hurricanes fans, and welcome to this week's preview video, the Miami Hurricanes versus the Virginia Tech Hokies. These two teams are facing off this Saturday, October 5th at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN at Hard Rock Stadium. Now hold up, just a couple of quick announcements in case someone is new here. If you haven't clicked the subscribe button down below, please go ahead and do that. Doesn't cost you a thing, but only do it if you love college football. Now also, I have a join button down there beside the subscribe button for Android users or PC. If you are an Apple user, you have to go to the link down in the description. But if you click that join button or click that link, it directly supports the channel. So I'm being 100% transparent. It does cost money. It's like $5 a month. But you join the Canes fam, you get a U beside your name, you get special emotes you can use in live streams, and a bunch of other cool perks. So again, it's 100% optional, but I appreciate the support for anyone who checks that out. And also, if you're worried about watching this game, Miami versus Virginia Tech, some people call me the link man for a reason. I'll have links for this game. So if you don't have cable, you don't have satellite, don't worry. Coop's got you. All you have to do is show up for the live hangout during the game on Saturday. I will have links at the bottom of the description, and you'll be able to stream and watch the game. Week number 6 of college football is here, and man, has it been a crazy ride so far. Looking back to just last week, North Carolina was a 2-point conversion away from potentially defeating Clemson. Top 25 teams have been dropping like flies this season, and many college football teams that were fairly confident going into this season are not so confident anymore. So let's go ahead and dive into this Miami versus Virginia Tech matchup. Now, I'm going to be real honest here, and I want you to keep in mind that this is coming from a Miami Hurricanes fan. Neither of these teams have earned the right to trash talk coming into this game. Virginia Tech is 2-2 with wins over Old Dominion and Furman. Miami is also 2-2 with wins over Bethune-Cookman and Central Michigan. Not very impressive, right? What I'm really kind of getting at here is neither one of these teams have beaten anybody yet this season. Now, I want to mention a key note here. This game is huge for both of these head coaches. For Miami and Manny Diaz, Canes fans expect to be winning football games now, and it's not happening. Starting out the season at 2-2, the product that's being put out on the field is not what Canes fans expected out of this new Miami. Virginia Tech is a team that, let's just be honest, is also struggling, just like Miami. But if Miami comes out and gets their second ACC Coastal loss this early in the season, it will send fans into an uproar. Now, on the other side of the field, you have Virginia Tech head coach Justin Fuente. Just last week, got demolished by Duke, 45-10. Virginia Tech fans are not happy. Taking a look at Fuente's last couple of seasons, Virginia Tech has gotten progressively worse year after year. Ask any Virginia Tech fan, and he is on the hot seat. So let's talk about a brief bit of history between these two teams. Miami and Virginia Tech have faced off 36 times in total, with Miami winning 4 of the 5 last matchups. Just last season, Miami marched up to Blacksburg and walked away with a victory 38-14. So let's transition over to some stats for these two teams. Averages so far this season. Now keep in mind that I round these numbers up or down respectively. So if it's 36.6, I'm rounding up to 37. If it's 36.2, I'm rounding down to 36. Now I'm going to throw up a little graphic image here for you to take a look at, and it's just so you have something visual to see. I am not the best at Photoshop, but I'll see what I can do in the editing process. So points per game so far this season, average for Virginia Tech 23, Miami coming in at 31. Points allowed against them per game, Virginia Tech 29, Miami a very low 16. Average yards per game, Virginia Tech coming in at 364 and Miami coming in at 420. And then lastly, yards allowed against them per game, Virginia Tech 352, Miami 270. Now, a few more bits of interesting info coming into this game. Miami is 19-3 at Hard Rock since 2016. So overall, they've defended the Rock pretty well. Also coming into this game, Nesta Silvera and Bubba Bolden are cleared and ready to play if they earn a spot in the rotation for this game. Many Miami fans have been waiting for Bubba Bolden to be cleared, the USC transfer. So many Miami fans have missed the chaos that Nesta Silvera can create. Both of the guys, again, are cleared for this game, but will they actually see playtime against Virginia Tech? That's the question. Also, running back Lorenzo Lingard, as far as I know, is cleared and ready to play. There's been a lot of question marks when it comes to how healthy he really is and how ready he is to take snaps in a game. There's been a big controversy with that. We're not going to get into it in this preview video, but as far as I know, Lorenzo Lingard can take snaps in the Virginia Tech game. So let's talk about keys to a Virginia Tech victory in this game. Number one, the Hokies' offensive line must give quarterback Ryan Willis time. The guy has a strong arm, but when under pressure, he's only completing about 37% of his passes. It's not good. With pressure in his face, he really seems to struggle. Now, keep in mind, this is me assuming that Willis is the starting quarterback for this game. Against Duke, Virginia Tech saw 3 different quarterbacks get snaps in that game. Given how Miami likes to create chaos up front, Virginia Tech's O-line will really need to step up big in this game. Number 2, Virginia Tech must protect the ball. This is super important because Miami is known for the turnover chain, creating chaos on defense. It's what they do. So far this season, only 4 games in, Virginia Tech has 11 turnovers. That's crazy. If you give Miami a turnover, even though Miami's been struggling creating points off of turnovers, it's still a spark for the defense and the offense, and it can be a huge momentum shifter. So ball security will be critical for Virginia Tech to win this game. And lastly, Virginia Tech's secondary just needs to have better communication. I went back and watched the Virginia Tech versus Duke game, and the Hokies secondary was biting hard on fakes, and there was a lot of busted coverage. So the secondary just overall needs to have a better game, and they really need to get together and communicate better. So let's talk about keys to a Miami victory in this game. Number 1, unleash Trevon Hill and let that man eat. He wants to get some revenge on his old team. When interviewed and asked about this game, he was quoted saying, "I can't even express to you how bad I want to play in this game." Now, trust me, I get it. Can one guy win you a football game? Not necessarily, not really, no. But can one player have a huge impact in the game? Absolutely. Number 2, Miami needs to get some type of run game established because Dan Enos is running a lot of play action when the opponent doesn't even respect Miami's run threat. And rightfully so, because it's been pretty much non-existent. Take a look at the Miami Central Michigan game. Miami rushed for 51 yards against the Chippewas. That's pathetic. Now take a look at the Virginia Tech versus Duke game. Duke put up around 234 rushing yards on Virginia Tech. Miami, show that we can run the ball, and just maybe Virginia Tech will respect that play action a little more. And lastly, for Miami, I want to see Jaren taking more deep shots downfield. Now listen, I get it. Coop, the O-line isn't giving enough time. Coop, Jaren Williams holds on to the ball too long. Coop, Enos isn't dialing up those deep pass plays. Listen, I get it. But what I'm saying is in this game against Virginia Tech, whatever has to happen, whether it be the O-line holding up better, whether it be Jaren getting rid of the ball, whether it be Dan Enos dialing up more plays like that, I need and want to see more deep shots downfield. Please. So here we are at the end of the video. Let's talk score prediction for this game. Now, the first thing I always like to do is mention the ESPN matchup predictor. They have Miami's win percentage chance coming into this game at 89.1%, with Virginia Tech coming in at 10.9%. So Miami appears to be a favorite in this game. Now, my score prediction for this game is Miami coming out with a victory, 28-14. Now, Miami fans, we got to talk for a second. Let me tell you something. 28-14 is my prediction. But Miami better put up more points than that. Duke hung 45 on the Hokies. Did you hear what I said? Duke hung up 45 on this team. Miami better put up more than 28 points on them. But that's Coop's score prediction based on what I've seen from this team so far. They better show some fight and some passion and show that we can turn this program around. Because so far, who is Miami beaten? Nobody. Bethune-Cookman, and escaped with the victory against Central Michigan. Otherwise, we lost to North Carolina and Florida. We have done nothing so far this season. And that's just real talk. That's being real with the Miami fans at the end of this preview video. I cannot stress enough the importance of a victory in this game, because a lot of Miami fans are going to say, but Coop, next week is Virginia, currently ranked, currently unbeaten in the ACC at the time of me uploading this video. We cannot be looking ahead to Virginia, because let me tell you something. We need this win going into that Virginia game. Can you imagine if Miami loses this game at home, a second ACC Coastal loss, and then has to face Virginia? That would potentially be bad news. So this game, the importance of this game is huge. It is an absolute must-win for Miami, period. Now, you guys know what to do. Make sure you leave your score predictions down below for this game. And don't forget, college football fans in general, and of course, the Miami Hurricanes fans, make sure you click the subscribe button down below if you haven't done so already. And don't panic if you don't have cable or satellite. I do live hangouts during the game. So show up on this channel on Saturday, and I'll have links so you can watch it. But remember, guys, we are all one big happy college football family. But at the end of the day, I got to say, it's always better when you get to rep the U. Coach Coop, peace out.